Computer repairman first taught me how to play guitar, Taylor Swift. We all know that life isn't always a straight path. People go through hard times with the faith that good times are on the way. We have so many examples to look at for inspiration. But today, the main subject is Taylor Swift, a renowned artist of all time. Her life goal started right after she wrote her first song, and on her journey to become the master of amazing albums, she struggled along the way. What made her the person she is today? How did she surpass all the hardships and become one of the best musicians in the industry? Let's find out. Birth of a pop idol. December 13, 1989, Pennsylvania, US, saw the birth of a future American pop idol, Taylor Allison Swift. She is an American pop songwriter whose short stories with a musical twist have achieved enormous success in the 21st century. Taylor motivated herself to learn how to play guitar at an early age. However, she struggled to do so due to her small fingers. From her first appearance in theater to singing her first solo song, The Star-Spangled Banner, in front of a basketball game, she has since built a lot of courage. She was inspired by musicians in the industry, picked up the guitar the same year, and went on the journey of songwriting. Bullied by her classmates. Diving into Taylor's younger years, she was the girl in high school who found it difficult to communicate with people and fit in. She was bullied in middle school for her curly hair and treated like an outcast by her peers for her desire to be a country singer. However, she found solace in music. Taylor started showing interest in musical theater at the age of 9 and performed in a few productions. She also traveled to New York City frequently for vocal and acting lessons. She eventually shifted her focus to country music, drawing inspiration from artists like Shania Twain and the Dixie Chicks. She frequently spent her weekends performing at local festivals and events. At the age of 11, she traveled to Nashville together with her mother to try to make it as a country singer, but quickly realized that everyone there wanted the same thing. So, she decided that she had to find a way to be different from everyone else. She was so full of her dreams that she wanted to do all of them in no time. She gained remarkable success pretty quickly. She began creating her songs after she was announced as the youngest singer ever to be recruited by Sony ATV. Not everything went smoothly. She faced many rejections along the way, but with her passion and devotion to music, she continued to amaze people. The only language people can relate to is the language of art. Music was the language of her thoughts. The first time she held the guitar, she felt the urge to write songs to connect with people. So, how did it all start? When the young star was about 12 years old, she was doing her homework as her parents hired a computer repairman named Ronnie Creamer to repair her computer. Whilst on the job, the repairman noticed Taylor's guitar sitting on the corner of the room and asked if she knew how to play the guitar. She replied that she was trying but could not play it. It was in that moment he decided to teach her how to play 3 chords on the guitar, which kick-started her songwriting journey. She went on to write the song titled Lucky You, which only took her 10 minutes to compose. According to the repairman, he thought she just wanted to play the guitar to pass the time, but was proven otherwise when Taylor practiced 4 hours a day. Her fingers would bleed with cracks and calluses after the hours of practicing, but that didn't stop her. She would just bandage her fingers and start playing again. Early success. At the age of 14, Taylor signed her first publishing deal with Big Machine Records and released her self-titled debut CD. When she was 17, she became the youngest person to write and sing a #1 country single on her own. She has a lot of accomplishments to add to her success as a music artist. Throughout her career to date, Taylor has been nominated for over 500 awards, winning 324 of them. Among them are the titles of the youngest person with the BMI Songwriter in 2007 and the Best New Artist at the 50th Grammy Awards, and more. She has sold more than 13 million albums. From winning awards to breaking Billboard records, Taylor continues to beat the drum of fame and success. 3 very famous singles, Shake It Off, Blank Space, and Bad Blood, became super hits and sold over 1.28 million copies, demonstrating her tenacity. In the 2022 VMAs, she left with 3 wins, including the Video of the Year, making her the first artist to ever win the Video of the Year award 3 times. This is on top of her achievement in 2021, where she won Album of the Year at the Grammys, making her the first female artist to win the Album of the Year award 3 times. Rolling Stones also reported that she was the highest paid female musician of 2021. The major events of her journey. Her second album was released on November 11, 2008, and it was titled Fearless. There were a total of 5 songs released between 2008 and 2009, with the first, Love Story, reaching the top 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and the top spot in Australia. You Along With Me reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 as the follow-up single. Debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200, this album went on to become 2009's best-selling album and a constant favorite. Swift's third studio album, Speak Now, features the opening track Mine, which was released in the middle of August 2010. The song debuted at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. Taylor always showed positivity while dealing with criticisms. On her third record, she composed and even produced all 17 songs by herself, as she had received criticism that her claim of brilliant songwriting was not hers, as she worked with amazing co-writers. After receiving a lot of criticism, she wrote the song Mean, expressing how bad feelings from bullying and criticism can be an inspiration for some to do even better. That song went on to win Best Country Song and Best Country Solo Performance at the 54th Grammy Awards in 2012, and is a testament to her talents as a phenomenal performer. The Red album was released on October 22, 2012. Barely 50 minutes after its release on iTunes, the song Red soared to the top of the digital song sales list, becoming her first number 1 in the United States and New Zealand. Taylor collaborated with Max Martin and Shellback for the production of this album. Martin and Shellback would go on to become 2 of Taylor's most important creative partners in the years to come. All these years, Taylor continued to avail herself of more opportunities and paved her way to success. Taylor Swift moved to New York City in March of 2014 so that she could focus on her upcoming 5th studio album, 1989. It became Swift's most popularized and longest top chart record ever. Taylor not only focused on her passion, but she also constantly speaks out for emerging artists. Taylor publicly called out Apple Music in June 2015 for not paying musicians compensations during the 3-month trial period of the subscription. Apple decided to compensate artists during the trial period the next day, losing the rights of all her work. In November 2018, Taylor signed a record deal with Republic Records after her 6th album contract with Big Machine Records expired. In 2019, Scooter Braun purchased Big Machine Records from the label's founder, Scott Borchetta, for an estimated $330 million. This meant that Scooter Braun is now the owner of all the masters, music videos, and promotional material copyrighted by BMR, which included all of Taylor's first 6 studio albums. She then went on to challenge this roadblock in her career by re-recording all 6 of her albums, and released these versions of her music via Republic Records. These re-recordings were met with positive and critical success, breaking multiple chart records in sales. Swift's 7th album, Lover, became the first studio album owned by her. It was released on August 23, 2019, and became Taylor's 6th consecutive album to sell over 500,000 copies in its first week in the US, making Swift the first female artist to achieve this reputation. Swift also became the first female artist to win Artist of the Decade at the American Music Awards. On July 23, 2020, Swift announced that she would be releasing her 8th studio album, Folklore, at midnight. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and became the year's longest-running number 1, with 8 non-consecutive weeks at the top of the chart. The album's lead single, Cardigan, debuted at number 1 all-time. Less than 5 months later, she spontaneously released her 9th studio album, Evermore, and the albums have since been dubbed the sister albums. It has also reached number 1 on the charts in many countries, as well as becoming her 8th consecutive Billboard 200 number 1 debut album, marking the shortest gap between 2 number 1 albums by a female artist in the US and Australia. Her 10th studio album, Midnights, was just released on October 21, 2022. Successful comeback. Taylor disappeared from the media spotlight and media platforms for much of 2016 because she believed that was what people wanted after her public feud with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, as she grew tired of fighting for people's respect. Swift made one of the most successful comebacks ever with her 6th studio album titled Reputation a year later. The album's lead single, Look What You Made Me Do, had more than 1 billion views in less than 24 hours after the album was published. With the release of her album Reputation on November 10, 2017, she introduced a more electronic pop style, drawing inspiration from hip-hop, R&B, and electronic dance music. Sales of 1.21 million in its first week put it at the top of the Billboard 200 chart. As a result, Swift set a new record by selling 1 million copies of 4 albums in a single week. Life struggles. When she expressed her interest in pursuing a career as a country singer whilst she was in middle school, she was targeted by bullies who made fun of her curly hair and made her feel like an outcast. Her first demo tape was turned down. Even after receiving her first Video Music Award, Kanye West publicly criticized her for not deserving it. She faced many backlashes due to her dating life and songwriting about ex-boyfriends. Throughout her music career, she has also faced countless feuds with other artists in the industry that has also damaged her reputation. But in the end, she triumphed over all that stood in her way and came out even stronger. Success. This is the story of Taylor and her amazing journey of how she overcame all the rejections thrown her way. Her life teaches us the lesson that no matter what your passion or dream is, all you have to do is to believe in yourself and fight for it. Her dedication to work and her passion to fulfill her dreams are truly inspirational. How would you describe Taylor in your words? Let us know in the comment section. For more inspirational videos, remember to like, share, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss our next story.